My name is Stephen Clack, and I am a filmmaker and educator from New York in the United States. And about 4 years ago, I started an organization called Bentmarble. With my organization, Bentmarble, I offer documentary filmmaking workshops that actually are very short in length, in which I try to teach the students how to make their own documentary films from start to finish. And my goal is that each student ends up having the confidence that they can make their own films in the future and that they can share a story that comes from their world. In Bentmarble's documentary filmmaking workshops, we cover pre-production, production, and post-production techniques. Pre-production is the part where we cover coming up with a good subject for your documentary and planning your shoots and basically getting ready to enter production. In the production phase, we teach how to use the camera using handheld camera techniques. We also teach basic sound recording and ways to conduct interviews. In the post-production part of the workshops, we of course teach editing, video editing, as well as how to do basic sound mixing and using titles in simple special effects. When I was working in New York City, it seemed to be necessary to have like really big lenses and really big lights in order to make a professional documentary. But I actually think that anyone can make a documentary even using just their mobile phones. I feel that documentary is a genre where you don't need to have a lot of equipment and where you can actually use the equipment, the little stuff that you already have to make a good film. And with the right technique, your film can be almost professional. Similar to fiction films, in documentary filmmaking, choosing the right angle, the right camera length for each shot is important. The same grammar of filmmaking, I think, applies to both documentary filmmaking as well as fiction filmmaking. However, I think the most important thing in documentary filmmaking could be this idea of access to your subject, meaning that you have permission to film your subject, but you also have a relationship with your subject that makes them comfortable and that makes them want to share their story with you. One of the most unique things about documentary filmmaking is that it's about real life. And we can't control real life. We can't control what's going to happen next. So I'd say, some of the big problems that could happen when you're making a documentary is that something happens in life that you weren't expecting. However, I think one of the strengths of a good documentary filmmaker is being able to adapt and being able to react to those kinds of changes. I have taught these workshops in about 12 different countries. Some of them include Russia, India, Indonesia, the Philippines, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Morocco, Jordan, Colombia, and now here in Algeria. I feel that everyone in the world, is similar in the sense that we all have stories to share, and it is a benefit to us, to have the ability to share these stories in a modern way, which now I feel that video is a very modern way that we can share our stories. So I tried to pick a big, broad array of different countries to teach these workshops in order to experience different cultures and give many different kinds of people the opportunity to learn these skills. At the end of my workshop series, I end up giving a certificate to the participants who have both attended the workshops and also completed successfully a short documentary film. Usually with a documentary film, you're not going to make a lot of money, and it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of effort to research the film, to shoot the film, to edit the film, and then to promote the film. many times with documentary, that force comes from the director themselves. So I feel that without the strength of the director, these types of stories would not get out there to the world. The mission of Bentmarble is to empower new filmmakers around the world with the ability to make their own documentary films, to share stories that come from their world with others around the world. So I feel that my own personal desire to make friends with people from other countries shines through in the goal of Bentmarble, which gets people to share their stories with people from other countries.